Welcome to Descendants of the Imagination. I'm Jasiri Jenkins-Glenn. Join us today on our journey into the imagination of 13th century poet and mystic Rumi and his relationship with Shams, his mentor and friend, who he loved dearly.
We celebrate one of the great jewels of our universe, the poetry of Jalaluddin Rumi, Sufi saint, mystic and teacher, beloved in 13th century Konya, Turkey, and more recently, for many decades in America as the most popular poet of our time.
Anyone who steps into an orchard walks inside the orchard keeper. Millions of love tints bloom on the plain. A star in your chest says, none of this is outside you. Close your lips and let the maker of mouths talk. The one who says loving things. A million love tints bloom on the plain. A star in your chest says, none of this is outside you. Close your lips now and let the maker of mouths speak.
I belong to no religion. My religion is love. It is love that makes people happy. It is love that fills happiness with joy. It is love that birthed me, not my mother. 100 blessings and praises to that mother. Your face is always with me. Your face never leaves my sight. Day and night I am longing for you. Though my life is ending, my desire for you remains. O heart, throw down your clothes upon the road. Cover your face with the shirt of Joseph. You're just a small fish. You can't live without water. Don't think about it. Just throw yourself into the stream.
I understand that this is a 25-minute shortened version of a 2-hour-long performance.
What you see in the studio today is a few selections, but we hear selections of poetry along with traditional music played by the two Persian musicians. So it's it has great authenticity in terms of the kind of marriage that poetry and spiritual poetry and music has in the Middle East.
What caused you to choose to produce a play on Rumi?
I've been inspired by Rumi as a poet for a very long time in my life, maybe 30 plus years more, but not just as a poet, but as a great mystical teacher and saint, which he is, as a student of Sufism. So as I got older and came to know Rumi's 6-volume corpus of stories, which are very poetic, I was really moved to bring some of them to the stage because they lend themselves so wonderfully to stage treatment, to theatrical treatment by actors, dancers, musicians, and puppets. When Rumi was 40 years old, he encountered the great teacher of his life, the one who would become his beloved friend. Out of the desert came Shems of Tabriz, the wandering dervish who appeared black-robed and barefoot. And there Rumi encountered the great, beloved friend of his life.
By God, seeing your face is a blessing. If someone wants to see a prophet sent by God, he should see Mevlana. How happy I am that God has given me such a friendship. My heart gives me to you. Whether I have this world or that, whether I'm in the pit of the earth or above the heavens, whether I'm down or up.
The moment I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along.
May these vows and this marriage be blessed. May it be sweet milk, this marriage, like wine and hava. May this marriage offer fruit and shade like the date palm. May this marriage have laughter our every day, a day in paradise. May this marriage have a sign of compassion, a seal of happiness here and hereafter. May this marriage have a fair face and a good name, an omen as welcomes the moon and a clear blue sky. I am out of words to describe how spirit mingles in this marriage.
A moment of happiness, you and I sitting on the veranda, apparently two, but one in soul, you and I. We feel the flowing waters of life here, you and I, with the garden's beauty and the birds singing. The stars will be watching us, and we will show them what it is to be a thin crescent moon. Parrots of heaven will be cracking sugar as we laugh together. And what is even more amazing is that while here together, you and I are at the same time in Konya, in Iraq, in Khorasan, in one form upon this earth, and in another form in a timeless sweet land.
This is love, to fly toward the secret sky, to cause 1,000 veils to fall each moment. First, to let go of life. In the end, to take a step without feet, to regard this world as invisible, and to disregard what appears to be the self. Heart, I said, what a gift it has been to enter this circle of lovers, to see beyond seeing itself, to reach and feel within the breast. My soul, where does this breathing arise? How does this beating heart exist? Bird of the soul, speak in your own words, and I will understand.
in a crowd of others, or alone on a frightening street. I weep for that. Our tears improve the earth. Always your qualities increase the soul, your gratitude, your laughter. Seeing you is a wine that does not muddle or numb. We sit inside the cypress shadow, where amazement and clear thought twine their slow growth around us.
The lamps are different, but the lights are the same. So many garish lamps in the dying brain's lamp shop. Forget about them. Concentrate on essence. Concentrate on light. Lucid bliss, calmly smoking off its own holy fire. The light streams toward you from all things, all people, all possible permutations of good, evil, thought, and passion. The lamps are different, but the light is the same. One matter, one energy, one light-minded, endlessly emanating all things. One turning and burning diamond. One. Ground yourself. Strip yourself down to blind, loving silence. Stay there until you are gazing at the light with its own ageless eyes.
Did you hear that winter's over? The basil and the carnations cannot contain their laughter. The nightingale, back from his wandering, has been made singing master o'er the birds. The trees reach out their congratulations. The soul goes dancing through the king's doorway. Anemones blush because they have seen the rose naked. Spring, the only fair judge, walks in the courtroom, and several December thieves steal away. Last year's miracles will soon be forgotten. New creatures whirl in from non-existence, galaxies scattered at their feet. Have you met them? Do you hear the bud of Jesus crooning in the cradle? A feast is set. Listen. Listen. The wind is pouring wine. The wine of divine ecstasy. The wine of divine love. The only wine that does not muddle or numb. That, Rumi tells us, is the only intoxication to live for.
Dear one, come to the tavern of ruin and experience the pleasures of the soul. What happiness can there be apart from this intimate conversation with the beloved, the soul of souls? In every corner there are drunkards, arm in arm, while the server pours the wine from a royal decanter to every particle of being.
your cheek for a moment against this drunken cheek. Let me forget the war and cruelty inside myself. All I have to offer is this illusion, myself. Only you can restore what you have broken. Heal this broken heart.
Gone, inner and outer. No moon, no ground, nor sky. Don't hand me another glass of wine. Pour it in my mouth. I've lost the way to my mouth.
What shall I do, O Muslims? I do not recognize myself. I am neither Christian nor Jew, nor Zoroastrian nor Muslim. I am not of the East nor of the West, not of the land nor of the sea.
I am not of nature's mind, nor of the circling stars. I'm neither of earth nor water, neither wind nor fire. I am not of the Empyrean, nor of the dust on this carpet.
Not of the East nor of the West, not of heaven nor of purgatory. My place is the placeless, my trace is the traceless. It is not the body, nor is it the soul, for I belong to the soul of my love. I have put duality away and seen the two worlds as one.
One I seek, one I know, one I see, one I call. He is the first, he is the last, he is the outward, he is the inward. I know nothing but who, none but him.
Intoxicated with the cup of love, the two worlds slip from my hands. If once in this world I should forget you for a moment, I repent that moment for my life onward. If once in this world I should win a moment with you, I will put the two worlds under my feet and dance forever in joy. Oh, Shams of Tabriz, I am so drunk in this world that except for intoxication and bewilderment, I have no tale to tell.
How closely does the shorter version that we're able to see today follow your longer performance?
Well, the theatrical performance is a 2-hour fully staged theater production with lighting and costumes and mask and movement.
There is a street where the beautiful one is known to take a stroll.
When a certain radiance is noticed through the lattice windows of that neighborhood, people whisper, "The beloved must be near. The beloved must be near."
Listen, open a window to the friend and breathe. Delight yourself with what comes through that opening.
The work of love is to create a window in the heart. The breast is illumined by the beauty of the beloved.
Gaze incessantly upon that face. Listen, this is in your power, my friend.
With your sweet soul, the soul of mine, has merged as water does with wine. But who can part the water from the wine, or me from you, when we combine?
So the structure that I worked with in bringing this to the theater is to alternate recitation of the some of the poems to music, along with two dancers who really evoke the spirit of the poetry through their dance and very lyrical movement. So I alternate that with actors acting out some of the stories, some of the great stories. And I also treat the relationship, this tremendous relationship between Rumi and Shem. through the experience of the dancers on stage.
You have become my greater self. How shall smallness limit me? You have taken on my being. How shall I not take on yours? I rest as a nay upon your lips, as an oud I lie against your breast. Breathe deeply, that I may sigh. Strike upon my strings, and tears glisten.
On the day I die, and they carry me toward the grave, don't say, he's gone, he's gone. Death has nothing to do with going away. The sun sets and the moon sets. They're not gone. Death is a coming together. The tomb looks like a prison, but it's really release into union.
For 60 years, I have been forgetful every minute. But not for a second has this flowing toward me stopped or slowed. I deserve nothing. Today I recognize that I am the guest the mystics speak of. I play this living music for my host. Everything today is for the host.
Listen, O tribe. Give yourself up without regret, and in exchange gain the ocean. Listen, O drop. Bestow upon yourself this honor, and in the arms of the sea be secure. Who indeed should be so fortunate? An ocean.
Well, the mask in the theater has always been a great convention for expressing spirit. So when the two dancers put on these beautifully designed masks, they have to grapple with finding some energy, some source deep in their own hearts that expresses the poetry. So I love that convention of masked acting. It's very powerful. It lends itself to spirit. And I also am drawn to these mythical stories, which are not like ordinary stories. They're they're the great tales of myth. So they use powerful archetypes. And having dance and mask and puppets, which I use, is a wonderful combination of conventions to bring this ancient material, ancient and very contemporary, bring it alive on the stage.
Why do you think Rumi has such an appeal amongst the scholars and contemporary audiences?
Yes, Rumi as a poet has become one of the most popular poets in America for several decades.
Or even in the world.
Yes, in the world. And I suspect it's because he appeals to the modern seeker who may be seeking a more universal kind of spirituality. Anyone who has been stifled in the narrow confines of traditional religious institutions, anyone who has felt a longing to seek something more on their own, is naturally drawn to Rumi. Hear now one of Rumi's tales, a story about our suffering, a lesson from an old spirit, that ancient guide, Hither. One night, a woman went crying through the town, calling out and crying from the depths of her heart, Allah, Allah, oh my beloved. Her lips became sweet with the call, Allah, Allah. And standing nearby was the devil, old Iblis, who laughed wildly with glee. How now, foolish one? Have you ever heard any response to your cry from on high? The woman has stopped to hear. She's stricken with anguish as she searches the universe for a response from the beloved one. And as the sweetness she has known turns to doubt, she falls down at the foot of a tree, and her heart aches, and she falls asleep in that green shade. And as can sometimes happen, she beholds in a dream the image of the old spirit guide, that ancient green man known as Hidder. How now, foolish one, you foolish, tender-hearted creature. Hidder spoke gently to that troubled heart. Why have you ceased making your call to the beloved? Because I never heard back. All that crying out, and Allah has never answered me back. Don't you know? Don't you realize? Your crying out to the beloved is itself the answering cry. At every moment of your life, that response is winging its way back to you from on high, and the beloved is crying, "Oh, my beloved child, here am I, here am I. Beloved son, beloved daughter, here am I, here am I."
You have been watching Descendants of the Imagination. We'd like to thank today's guests, Suzanne Sturn, Avondina Wills, Amir Etemadzaheh, and Nasrin Hosainy for leading us on a journey into the imagination of 13th century poet and mystic, Rumi. I'm Jasiri Jenkins-Glenn. Join us again next week for another journey into the imagination.